welcome to my channel. My name is JD, and this is the house that I bought for $15,000 here in central Portugal. So it is actually 15,000 euros, but at the time the exchange rates were pretty similar, so I'll probably be using euros and dollars interchangeably. So a little bit about the house. It's 50 square meters, so about 500 square feet. There's 2 bedrooms, a bathroom, kitchen, and living room. And there's a small backyard, about 40 square meters, 400 square feet, with a small storage shed. It was built sometime before August 1951, which is when they started registering houses in this area. I don't think there's any way to know how much more before that, but that means it's at least almost 75 years old. And it's been empty for a while. I'm not exactly sure how long, but you'll be able to see in the video it's been a few years. So without any more waiting, here's the tour. So as you saw at the beginning of the video, this is the house. You can see that there's a window missing that I bricked up to help keep the cold air out. And it also definitely needs some new paint. Coming up to the front door, you can see it's a very old-fashioned key, which is actually pretty common here in Portugal. And we come into the living room, which is the largest room in the house, with a little bit of furniture that came with the house. And you can see in this corner there's some plaster peeling. Come over to the light switch, which is on the opposite side of the room where you want it to be, which is how they all are. And then you can see there's a couple boards up here on the ceiling that have some either water or insect damage. But the wood floor itself is in good shape, apart from some sun damage here where there's a hole in the door. And now coming into the first bedroom, it's pretty small, but it's actually the bigger of the two. You can see there's a lot of peeling plaster in here as well. And I am staying in the house as I renovate, so this is my air mattress setup until I get a bed. And some more furniture that came with the house. And it is still in the 30s at night, so I had to stuff a blanket and just help stop the draft. And this is one feature that I really like in the bedrooms. The light switch you can turn on and off from bed without having to get up. Now coming back out through the living room and into the kitchen. It has these nice doors, but they're kind of locked in place, so they'll need to come off the hinges and be readjusted. And there's a mattress in here that you'll see in the other room. It's drying out until I can figure out how to get rid of it. And this is a common feature in a lot of old Portuguese houses, this built-in hood, I think from when there were wood-fired ovens. And I'm sure it used to go up to a chimney, but now it just goes up into the roof. The roof was raised up at some point. And a view out into the backyard. And there's this blackberry vine that grew all throughout the house from outside. As you can see, it's not much to the kitchen. And this sink, there's a lot of rocks and dirt that have fallen down from the ceiling. So I think or at some point was some water damage. And then coming into the second bedroom, you can see it's very small. And there was a broken roof tile that the crack was only like a half an inch, but half an inch wide, but it let a lot of water in over the years and caused a lot of damage in this room. As you can see, on the plaster is in really bad shape and all the furniture in there. And to see where all the damage was coming from, I had to tear a hole in the ceiling to get access to the tile. And you can see the beams are partially rotted, and I'll probably have to end up replacing that whole section of ceiling. And then we come into this little side room that is kind of awkward and kind of just a waste of space. But it opens up into, I guess you could call it the attic. There's a lot of storage potential up there. You can see there's a skylight and a whole lot of cobwebs. And then coming into the bathroom, you can see it's very small, and there's another cracked tile here with a little gap between the wall and the roof that lets a lot of cold air in. And you can see it's very dirty, just years and years of dirt and dust and cobwebs and everything else. You can see this paint is in pretty bad shape. And the front door, there's no gutters, so all the water coming off the roof just splashes back up, and it rotted the bottom of it, and I covered it up with a cardboard box as best as I could. You can see there's attachments for the gutter, but no gutter there. So now coming around to the backyard, we go up these steps. And it's very overgrown, even though the whole thing is cemented over. It looks like it's a pretty thin layer, so it should be easy to break up and turn the whole yard into a garden. And you can come over, if you can get a little bit of elevation, you get a nice view of town. And this is the door that goes into the kitchen. It's stuck shut, so it will need some work. And this is the little storage room. It looks like it used to have a grill or a bread oven or something at one point. And now it's just kind of a storage. And it also has this cement arch that I'm not really sure what the purpose of it is or what to really do with it. But that's it, and this is my new little house. So that was the house, more or less in the original condition when I bought it. See, there's a lot of work to be done, but it should just be cosmetic and modernizing. The structure seems in good shape. The outer walls are a mix of rock and clay, about 1.5 feet thick, and the inner walls are brick, both with plaster on the outsides. Seems to be the pretty traditional building style in this area, although the newer houses are all brick. I want to keep as much of the original old style and charm as I can, while still adding some modern conveniences. And it's not going to be like some TV show with a huge renovation budget. I'm hoping to be able to do it all for $5,000 to $10,000. We'll see if that's possible, but I think it should at least be in the ballpark. And I'll be trying to stick with as much of the original hand-done processes of how the house was built as I can. I do have previous renovation experience. I've renovated 2 houses and also have worked in construction. However, this is a completely different building method and everything else, so it'll be a learning process. So that's the tour. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to subscribe to follow along on the renovation journey and see how it all turns out. Ciao.